Raider Homes team is pleased to present 318 Mistletoe Ridge Court. And after showing thousands of homes to people throughout the years, one thing we know is home buyers have a long list of items that they're looking for when they're shopping for a home. And many times it's the same thing that show up. But a few of those things usually don't end up panning out in the end. There's some sacrifices or compromises made. However, this house is going to check your boxes and you're not going to have to leave anything off that list.
That's right. We've got so much to show you in this house, and we are going to start out front. Personally, I've always appreciated the curb appeal of Perry homes, and this one here is no exception, with the nice earth tone colors and the contrast between the brick and the stonework on the bottom. And then there's the details in the brick. For example, in the middle gable, the herringbone pattern of the brick, and the arch detail over the garage door, carriage lights, and these nice little details on the corners of the outside eaves. And a final detail before we head in the front door is the door itself. It's a beautiful oversized door with 3 glass panes. And if you've ever had a glass door, you know that the privacy problem, people can see straight in. But in this case, you get the best of both worlds. You get the light plus the privacy with the obscured glass.
So inside you see these soaring ceilings and natural light. You're gonna hear it over and over. We have a window above the entry, way high up, letting in all of that sunlight pouring into your entry. And first thing to the left, you'll see these gorgeous double glass doors into your dedicated office space. The space also has high ceilings, great light, tile floors, and a beautiful view out to the front.
Just to the right of the entryway is this short hallway, which is a very special feature, a great layout. It fills in a couple more of those list items, a mudroom and a secondary bedroom on the main floor. So, mudroom's here, right next to the garage, right where you'd want it. You come in, you drop all your stuff here, makes it all nice and tidy. Also, secondary bedroom and a full bathroom right here. If you have an adult child that kind of wants their own bedroom that feels like it's their special space, or you have guests, or you have older parents that don't want to have to go upstairs, you have this bedroom. It's in its own little hallway tucked away with a bathroom. It feels like it's kind of private. Now, there are a total of 3.5 bathrooms in this house. You have one upstairs, you have one in the primary bedroom, and then you have a half bath off the living area. But then you have this third full bathroom, and locating it next to this bedroom, your guests feel like they have a private place. And if your adult kids want that as well, they get that. It's an amazing thing to have in a home for you or for resale down the road.
People still want that formal dining room. The things people don't want in a dining room when they don't get used is when you have this strange, separated, almost awkward space that people just don't use. Here, you actually have the perfect size dining room, great light from these 3 large windows, the modern chandelier, but it's right off the kitchen. So this is a space you absolutely will use, whether it's your daily meals with your family, for entertaining or holidays. It's right here, convenient, easy, you'll use this room. The kitchen is another room that's going to check all of those boxes. You have a huge pantry with a tall door, as you'll find throughout the home, that really elevates the space. You have a large center island, quartz countertops. You have a single basin sink facing out to your living room so you feel connected and open. You're going to find this designer backsplash, really neutral colors so you can work with your own personal palette. You have the gas cooktop, the hidden trash compartment that's a pull-out. That's really great. And on the other side of the kitchen, you'll find this large eat-in space with huge windows, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. It's perfect.
Look at this living area. This is what people are looking for in a living area. It's open, high ceilings. This extra row of windows up top brings in all this natural light we keep talking about. In fact, the current owners, that was one of the big reasons they picked this house, is the natural lighting that we find in this main living area. Over here is a gas fireplace. Now, a lot of new builds are not including fireplaces at all, period, not even an option. It's a great thing to have, and I know you're thinking, it's Texas, we have 2 cold nights a year, but there's more reason to have a fireplace than that. I mean, even when it's off, it just adds something to the room. But on those 2 cold nights, you will want to have your fireplace on. And when the power goes out, you also have a backup heater. Huge plus. And again, a lot of buyers are asking for a fireplace. Over around the corner and by the stairs here, short hallway with a closet, half bath is up underneath the stairs, and a functional laundry room. I say functional because so many laundry rooms are basically hallways, which makes them difficult. This is its own dedicated room, and there's room left over for storage. And behind me through these windows is one more item on our checklist, an extended patio. This patio features a ceiling fan because it's hot here. It has a gas line for your grill, and it's covered because Texas rain is serious and you don't want to be grilling without a covered patio.
So here we are in the main floor primary suite. That is key. Most people, when they're shopping for homes, if they're 2 stories, they want that primary suite on the main floor. They want it to be private and separate. And here we are, tucked in the back corner. It's exactly what you'll find. This primary suite is spacious, has amazing natural light, has high ceilings with the tray ceiling detail. And side note, all 4 bedrooms in this house, none of them share walls. So talk about keeping everybody at peace and have privacy. And now let's move on to the primary suite ensuite bathroom. Here we are. It's beautiful, neutral color palette flowing with everything else in the house. We have the stone counters, undermount sinks, tile floors, large tub, and the shower is also quite spacious. Dual vanities, you have your water closet, and a large walk-in closet for all your gear.
Coming to the top of the stairs, you land yourself in this large game room, which is a top of the list item for a lot of people because it gives you 2 separate living spaces. You can have one downstairs that you keep nice and tidy for the guests, and then you have this one upstairs. So much flexibility. You can put your TV and the game stuff or the toys, a hangout room for the rest of the family, whatever it is. It adds a lot of flexibility to your life. On the other side of the upstairs are 2 bedrooms and a full bath.
Well, that about wraps up our tour of this beautiful home. And as you can see, this house leaves nothing wanting. It checks all those boxes. It really shows true, good, thoughtful design.
But there's one more thing we haven't talked about, and that is the neighborhood. Everybody wants a great neighborhood, and this house is in Woodforest. If you're familiar with Woodforest, you already know it's a great place to live. If you're not, when we're done here, we have a little video tour you can watch to get an overview. But get a hold of Raider Homes team, get a private tour of this listing and the neighborhood as well. Woodforest development is a special place. We're at the beginning of 2025 and Woodforest is mostly complete at this point. There's still some work in the commercial space up front, and there are still a few homes being built. A lot of them are the townhomes, but for the most part, things are done here. And I will humbly admit, when I first came across the Woodforest development years ago, I wasn't blown away by it. Now, I've always appreciated the architecture and the newer homes here and the fact that they left trees, but at that time, they still had a long ways to go. They had the main pool area over at Forest Island by the Palm, and there were some stores out front, and the parkways and the trees, but it felt like once you come out here, you didn't have everything you need. And now at this point, with all the stores we have out front, I really feel like you could get most of what you need there on a day-to-day basis. You know, maybe go to Costco once a week or, you know, go down to 1488 and fill things in a little bit. But I mean, you've got your grocery store, pizza place, coffee places. There's, I think, 2 veterinarians at this point. There's even a store where you can go buy your golf cart, which is kind of part of the culture here. The developer has done an excellent job of mixing in those parts of living that was what made the Woodlands so special, with the different parks and the pools, the trails, keeping a lot of trees, mixing in the commercial space, as well as different types of living situations, from small single-family homes to townhomes to large estate homes. There's something almost for every type of a home buyer. It's been interesting showing different people the Woodforest neighborhood. We have people come in from out of state and they want to see the area, which is what we do when we do relocation tours for out-of-state or out-of-area people. We'll show them the Woodlands, and they'll love the Woodlands. And some people, when we bring them up to Woodforest, they immediately know that this is their place. Where it's a little bit smaller community. Now, it's kind of at that sweet spot where I feel like you could probably still know a large portion of your neighbors, but it's not as big as the Woodlands. But it doesn't feel just like your tiny little development where there's a couple hundred houses. This is the Stampede Sports Complex, home to 3 soccer fields. 2 of them are league size and 1 junior size. And there's some other stuff here too. There's a basketball court over there. You can see the play area behind me, the pavilion here. And the really cool thing about it is the soccer fields, they have these massive lights over the top of them, so you can even play at night.
So one of the things that makes living in Woodforest truly incredible is the incorporation of nature into your lifestyle. As a community, Woodforest has chosen to preserve the trees and really make parks and that natural living something that you're surrounded by, unlike other communities where it almost feels like a park is an afterthought. Here, they've preserved the trees, they've incorporated trails. You have your choice, whether you're a 2- or 4-legged creature, of parks galore. This is one incredible example. It is the Christine Allen Nature Park. So you'll have a pond and a walking trail. You'll often see people here enjoying the trails or fishing in the ponds. It's absolutely beautiful and just something that becomes a part of your way of life.
At the moment, I'm standing in front of the view at Crest Park. This is one of the newest installations at Woodforest and home to the 3rd and newest pool here at Woodforest. Woodforest has 3 pools. Bonterra has its own. At the Aquatic Center, you'll find the family pool with the slides and all the fun stuff, and the lap pool right next to it. This park, Crescent Park, is 10 acres, and in the middle of it, you find the pool and the party barn. It's an open-air pavilion that has restrooms and it has a commercial kitchen, so that might be something you'd have access to if you did host something here. Additionally, right next to the park, there are nature trails that connects this park to the tennis courts and the aquatic center. In 2001, there was a former PGA pro named Steve Elkington that designed what was then called the Fish Creek Golf Club. And then years later, it was turned into a private club. So today we have the Woodforest Golf Club, which is a 27-hole golf club that meanders in and around parts of Woodforest, with some homes being built actually right on the course. You don't have to join the golf club if you lived here. So, if you're not a golfer, don't feel like you're required to. On the other hand, people that are not residences in Woodforest, they can get memberships as well, if you can get one. I think there's a waiting list. But if you can make that happen, you're lucky. The course is consistently rated amongst the best in the greater Houston area. And this is the Palm. The Palm is the building behind me. It's right in the area called Forest Island, more or less in the heart of Woodforest. The whole area is 16 acres. It includes the aquatics complex and the basketball courts, etc. over there. The Palm itself is 5,300 square feet. It has the information center, it has offices for the HOA as well. There is a community kitchen and an event space. So if you live here and you want to throw a party, there's a place that you can reserve, and it's a nice perk for those that live here. Plus, if you come into Woodforest and you want information, you want to have a map, get questions answered, the information center is there. Or even better, take me along and I can give you a personal tour. And then, literally about 100 feet that way, past this nice courtyard, are the swimming pools. The first one you come to is the lap pool. There are 5 lanes plus an aerobic exercise area. Next to that is the amenities pool. It's kind of a free-form pool with lounging areas around it, a 42-foot high slide tower, spray area, a baby pool. And then outside the pool, there's more of a typical playground area. And then past that, we have the basketball court, 4 tennis courts, 4 pickleball courts. It's a beautiful, peaceful complex, 16 acres right here, called Forest Island. So hop in your golf cart, throw the kids in the golf cart, whatever it is, come down to Forest Island, have your pool day, head home. Really, the golf cart thing is almost a rite of passage when you move up to Woodforest. They're very common to see. Right up front in the market area, there is a golf cart store. And then within a couple of miles of here, there's at least 2 other golf cart stores. So definitely part of living up here is the golf carts. You will see families taking them up front on the weekend to go get coffee and pizza. There are parking spots in front of the grocery store for the golf carts. It is something that the locals that live up here really, really appreciate.